Welcome. This is Thursday, the 22nd of September 2011, and this is Simply the Truth. Thank you for joining us. You are as important as those of us here in the studio. And for those of you that were with us last week, you will know to expect this week Robin Benson, without your multicoloured...
No multicolour this week.
But we hid him behind it last week and got you to guess if you weren't here. Let me just say right at the beginning, we're dealing with the Feast of Tabernacles. We're continuing with that. We have notes. Those of you that emailed in last week, you probably already have got your notes. If you haven't, they will soon be on their way to you. If you want notes, please do email in info@revelationtv.com or ring the office. It's far easier if you can give us an email address. We can just get them out to you straight away. Yeah. And we'd love for you to have them far more detail than we could talk about last week or this week. I think, first of all, this week we
need to apologise.
I
need to apologise. In the excitement of last week...
we did get excited,
We
didn't
did. We really did. I put together the Feast of Trumpets and Tabernacles. They're two... for those of you who have been rushing to email in or phone in or write to me and see if to say, no, they're not. You're right, they aren't. And my apologies. The Feast of Trumpets is Rosh Hashanah. It's the celebration of the Jewish New Year, and hence the whole issue of using the trumpets to proclaim the beginning of the year. So that's clarified. As I say, in the heat of the moment, our apologies.
However, the point that there were trumpets at Tabernacles is true.
Yes, true.
And there was a lot of noise and a lot of rejoicing.
Mega.
So that and of course, we were talking about that in John 7, weren't we? And we were talking about this water that was brought every day and all that was happening there, and the lighting, and Jesus saying, the light of the world, shouting. And I was really struck. We didn't get a chance to get back to it last week, Robin. But here we have, after John 39, which we read 37, 38, 39.
This is chapter 7.
John chapter 7, where we read that on the last day, the great day of the feast, he stands up and shouts, if any man is thirsty. Verse 40, I found very, very interesting. Therefore, many, not just a few, and as you said, there were masses there.
Yes.
And many from the crowd, it actually says that. I think sometimes we miss some of these words there. Many from the crowd, when they heard this saying, i.e. what Jesus said, they truly, this is the prophet, which of course refers to the Messiah.
That's right.
And others said, this is the Christ.
The Messiah.
The Messiah.
Yes.
Some said, well, will Christ come out of Galilee? They weren't saying he wasn't, but they wondered, what he's got. But the thing that really struck me, although there were some doubters, many from the crowd, the scripture gives the impression we're saying, this feast that we've been celebrating, looking forward to the Messiah, he's here.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you get that impression?
I totally agree. I mean, and again, this is something that's often lost in our comprehension of the reaction of the Jewish people to Jesus as he went about and ministered, in all the time leading up to his death and burial and resurrection. That predominantly it was the normal people, the man in the street who followed Jesus, who accepted him, who acknowledged that, yes, this man could be the Messiah or the prophet. And that is Moses' reference, the Lord will raise up for you a prophet like unto me, like me, in the end days. And so it was the Jewish people who accepted Jesus for who he was and recognized him for who he was. And what is lost often is that it was the Jewish leadership who in many respects were corrupt. The temple leadership, the senior leadership amongst the Jewish people, and were in cahoots with the Romans in order to preserve the status quo. It was they